This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. It's a story involving tons of cocaine, millions of dollars in drug money, and thousands of miles of international travel.
And the government says our area played a big part in the drug ring story. 12 people have been charged with running a drug smuggling ring that brought cocaine from Colombia to our area. At a news conference in Harrisburg today, officials said the cocaine was flown to the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Airport, also to places in Northumberland County and the Binghamton, New York area.
These involved are approximately 7.5 tons of cocaine that was brought in, basically, to the Middle District of Pennsylvania from Colombia by this particular ring, and in exchange for that cocaine, a minimum of $25 million in cash was smuggled out of the United States and into Colombia.
The government says it's the largest documented amount of cocaine ever brought into this country by a single organization. None of the 12 suspects named today is from our area, and no drugs have been recovered. But officials have found more than $4.5 million in the Poconos that was allegedly hidden by the drug ring.
That money was buried on land at Lake Wallenpaupack. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini today found the location and talked with neighbors.
Here, underneath the back porch, $4.7 million was dug up. This house on Lake Wallenpaupack is owned by John Robertson, who hasn't lived here for 2 years. The Venom family next door woke yesterday to find federal drug agents digging through their neighbor's backyard.
They came across some containers that they found in the ground, and they pulled them out and opened them, and that's where they found all this money.
Did it shock you seeing that much money buried under here?
Well, having lived here for as long as we have, yeah, we didn't realize that there was so much money so close at hand.
Drug agents told the Venoms the money was there because John Robertson was part of the multi-million-dollar cocaine ring. Robertson, who used to work for Air America, was arrested 3 days ago in California. This antenna is allegedly part of a ham radio connection to Colombia that placed orders for cocaine. Robertson is described as a quiet man who visited the house once in a while, often having people over.
A couple of boatloads of people or carloads would show up periodically, but they were very nice to us. If we were going to bed, they would turn down the music.
The neighbors never saw Robertson bury anything.
John was not the kind of guy that liked to get his hands dirty.
As if $4.7 million wasn't enough, the federal agents told the neighbors they expected to find as much as $10 million at this lakeside property. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, along Lake Wallenpaupack, Pike County.
Coming up, why Pennsylvania is getting more money to save energy.
Plus, they say good things must come to an end. We'll have the latest chapter in the rise and fall of gas prices when Newswatch 16 continues.
How do you like your Toyota Corolla?
Mine's a Chevy Nova.
That's right. They're pretty much the same car.
Yeah, Nova's made jointly by GM and Toyota. How much did you pay for your Corolla?
Over $9,000.
Gee, I paid a lot less.
Yeah, and you got a 50% longer powertrain warranty than I did.
And immediate delivery.
I waited months.
How come you got it with the Corolla name if the Nova sells for so much less?
How come everyone who does? I didn't use my head and check the Chevy guys.
Different Hills. More jeans for the family than any store we know, like Lee jeans. Lots of styles. For dads, moms, for the kids. And all Lee jeans are discounted 20 to 35% every day at Hills. Just part of one of the largest selections of jeans for the family anywhere.
We're a different kind of department store. You ought to be shopping Hills. Check us out.
Our state has received nearly $34 million for energy assistance programs. The money will be used for heating and weatherization projects for low-income housing, hospitals, public buildings, and schools. The money is part of Pennsylvania's share of a nationwide settlement involving a number of lawsuits against major oil producers who overcharged for crude oil. Pennsylvania will get another $60 million over the next few years. Nolan?
We all know that gasoline prices have to go up sooner or later, but you may be wondering, did it have to happen this soon? It was earlier this week that Arab oil producers agreed to cut production in an attempt to raise crude oil prices in the near future. That action raised Texas crude oil a little bit on the market, but Newswatch 16's Mark Annick found today in Scranton, gas prices are already up.
These days, business at Conboy's Corner Gulf in Scranton isn't too busy. In fact, sometimes there's no business at all.
Well, it's slow, to say the least. It's real slow.
That's because during the past week, the people supplying Conboy with gas have raised their prices by 7.5 cents a gallon. He's had to pass that on to the customer. That means it takes longer for those numbers to stop rolling by. As you can imagine, customers aren't too happy.
And they're going to go up more, and that's terrible.
Now, if you've noticed, there's something missing in this picture. That sign that usually tells you how much the gas costs isn't out. Conboy says that's because with the prices going up, you leave the sign out and it scares people away. So he moved the sign and put it behind the building, where people driving by can't see it. Conboy admits his prices are somewhat higher because his is a full-service station. And he says his business will come back when the other stations raise their prices. In the meantime, days like this make him think of getting out of the gas business.
I really thought I'd open up a hoagie shop or something.
Mark Annick, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
Next, meteorologist Tom Clark will be letting us know if he'll be dodging raindrops this weekend.
Well, people traveling to vacation will pay more for gas. At least some nice weather would be a help.
It would be. It's going to rain for part of the weekend. Part. I'll tell you which part that will be when we come back. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Maineville and all of Columbia County.
Elliot Katuna here with back-to-school savings on Lee jeans at the Jean King. Professor Elliot Katuna here with information that'll send you to the head of the class. The Jean King's got men's Lee free-wash denims for only $17.88. Straight leg cord, $16.88. Lee Junior and Missy straight leg denims, capris, and tapered riders, $20. Lee boys and students free-wash denims from $13.88. Cords as low as $11.88.
Jean King's got it all for less.
Nestea introduces new ice teasers.
A tease of lemon, a tease of lime, a tease of orange, new ice teaser.
The only iced tea mix teasing with real fruit juice, pleasing with 6 calories.
A real tasty, tingly, good time.
Nestea ice teasers with NutraSweet.
Well, if you want rain, part of the weekend's for you, right? Let's find out which part, Tom.
And who wants rain on the weekend, right? After, what, 4 in a row now? It's going to rain for part of the weekend. I think tonight and part of tomorrow is when the best chance of rain will be this weekend. Sunday should be the better of the 2 days, and we'll be more specific in just a moment. Weather Watcher time. Let's begin down in Lehigh County. Frank Lenz in Whitehall has 82 degrees and sunny in his backyard now. Susan Dorman in Pleasant Grove, Union County, has a threatening sky and 80 degrees. And Beatrice Fry, my weather watcher in Thompson, Susquehanna County, sunny and 75 at her place now. At our place, partly cloudy, kind of breezy out back, 79 degrees now. The humidity is 63%. The wind is west of 12, and the barometer is at 29.8 and falling. 81 and 67 the range here today. That's not too far from normal on the top side. 94 and 44 are the records for that 882 a year ago. And our photographer Mike Chalco gives us a view today of Shohola Falls in Pike County. Hey, that's a pretty shot. Radar image, once again, scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the northeastern part of the U.S. There's a tornado watch out now for much of New England, and it's no wonder. Look at all these very heavy thunderstorms all the way from New York City on up across the mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire, and it looks like these storms will be putting down some very heavy weather for the next couple of hours. That tornado watch in effect until 9 p.m. No severe weather watches out for our area now, just a few scattered showers developing there out by Susan's house in Union County. More thunderstorms developing out to the west, and you can see a few more out in Ohio, and they're all heading out towards the east-northeast, and so they'll be around later on tonight. But no real problems the next few hours. If you have anything planned this evening, I wouldn't worry about any rain coming our way between now and 9 o'clock. And for the satellite view, well, there's the cold front that we've been tracking in the past few days. It's now getting closer. I suspect it'll be pushing through tomorrow, and that will set us up for some of this dry weather for Sunday, when I do not expect any rain. But it could shower again tomorrow, but a better weekend than the past 4. We can promise you that. For tonight, then, some storms will be scattered around, again, probably late tonight, maybe some heavy downpours, especially up across the northern counties. In the mid-60s in Tunkhannock tonight, Pocono Lake getting down to about 63, Maineville 64 in Columbia County, and Chatham Run, that's in Clinton County, about 62 tonight. A west wind up to 15 at times. Now the sunrise for tomorrow morning will be at 6:06, and the sunset for the record tomorrow at 8:11. Some scattered thunderstorms later on tonight, 64 the low. Then for tomorrow, not a bad day shaping up, partly sunny skies, the risk of a shower in the morning, and maybe one could trigger up in the fire up in the afternoon, but for the most part a decent day, and 81 for the high. I'm going to be a judge tomorrow at the Deutsch Institute Kite Contest in Scranton. I'm expecting a west wind, enough to get those kites in the air. Sunday looks real good, then some rain coming back in on Monday and cooling off again on Tuesday. Okay, that's it.
Happy judging.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Coming up, Tim Carlson on the Sports Watch with round 2 action from the PGA Golf Championships.
Plus, a recently unemployed baseball player may not be out of work for too long. Sports next.
Different. Hills. One of the largest selections of jeans for the family anywhere, including lots of famous names for girls and boys, junior and Mrs. sizes for moms, and jeans for dads, plus lots of other jeans we just call blue. All priced low every day. In fact, Hills has more jeans than any store we know.
We're a different kind of department store. You ought to be shopping Hills. Check us out. Hershey Park happy. Hershey Park glad. So many things to see and do. Good times to be had. Hershey Park happy. Hershey Park glad. So many things to see and do. Good times to be had. So many things to see and do. Hershey Park.
Well, I wonder if the weather has been putting a damper on any sporting events lately.
It did for a while out at the PGA Golf Championship, as a matter of fact. Round 2 of that championship delayed for about a half hour this morning because of heavy fog in Toledo, Ohio. First round leader Greg Norman didn't tee off until late this afternoon. And here's Payne Stewart wearing the flashy clothes. You believe this guy? He's one of today's clubhouse co-leaders. He shot a 5-under par. He hits the birdie putt on 18 to go 5-under, and isn't that pretty? Nice clothes, Payne. Mike Hulbert is also in the clubhouse at 5-under par. He was 6-under until he barely missed this long putt on 18. Greg Norman is still on the course with a 7-under total through 15 holes. More tonight on the update. The NBA's Indiana Pacers have a new head coach. The announcement made just a couple of hours ago. And this man has the job. He's Jack Ramsey, who coached in the NBA for 18 years, most recently with Portland. He's happy to be going to Indiana and have a chance to coach a hungry team.
It's exciting. Yeah, this team is exciting because it has not won, and I think it has the potential to win. I'd like to do it as soon as possible. And I like the organization very much.
Ramsey is 61 years old and second only to Red Auerbach of Boston in career coaching wins. While coaching Portland, Ramsey went to the NBA playoffs 9 times, winning the world title once. Before coaching at Portland, he was with the 76ers, you remember, and the old Buffalo Braves. Just a couple of days ago, outfielder George Foster was cut loose by the Mets. They put him on waivers, giving him his unconditional release after comments he made about the club taking him out of the starting lineup. Well, there seems to be good news for the unemployed 37-year-old Foster. It's reported that 2 American League teams are interested in his services. Those clubs are the Chicago White Sox and Detroit Tigers. Folks in Chicago are saying Foster may be a member of the White Sox as early as Monday, while the Tigers are pretty much mum about Foster, except to say they're interested. Foster, who signed a 5-year, $11 million contract for the Mets in 1982, is baseball's highest-paid player this year at $2 million, but I doubt he'll be getting that kind of money from Chicago or Detroit. So far this year, he was hitting just .228 with 13 homers. And while things seem to be improving for Foster, the Reds' Dave Parker is on a downhill slide for now. A federal judge in Pittsburgh has denied a request by Parker to throw out a $5.3 million breach of contract suit filed by his former team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates are suing Parker, saying he played for them while under the influence of drugs, thus hindering his performance on the field. They're trying to get out of deferred contract payments to Parker, totaling that $5.3 million. Parker admitted last September during a baseball drug hearing that he had used cocaine between 1979 and 82 while playing in Pittsburgh. This is the first time a sports team has had to avoid paying an athlete because of drug use. And there's no battle for first place going on in Chicago between the Phils and Cubs this afternoon. The only significant thing, both teams trying to snap losing streaks. The Phils a 4-gamer, the Cubs have lost 3 straight. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Some good defense in this one early as runs were hard to come by. Nice play at third by Mike Schmidt, and he is out at first place. And so is this ball coming off the bat of the Phils' Jeff Stone. Home run number 5 of the year. That gave the Phils the 1-0 lead, but right now they lead in the 8th inning 2-1. Back on the update with more baseball highlights and more on George Foster, possibly, and Dave Parker.
Okay,
see you later.
Good. Thanks, Tim. Still ahead, putting on a display at the courthouse.
We'll check out the works of art as Newswatch 16 continues.
Canada, where the taste of Black Label was born. Now brewed here in America. Enjoy Black Label. Great Canadian heritage at a great American price.
Hi, this is Millie. You're not going to believe the bargains I just got at Acme. Lancaster brand boneless sirloin steaks are just $2.59 a pound. At these prices, we can have steak for everyone at the picnic. Golden ripe bananas are 3 pounds for $1. And Peter Pan peanut butter, creamy or chunky, in the 18-ounce jar is only $1.69. I love peanut butter and banana sandwiches. Can you believe these Acme prices? You know a great bargain when you see one.
Introducing the totally automatic Alaska Stoker Stoves. The Stoker Stove console replaces any freestanding wood stove. The Stoker Stove hot air stay out of the basement this winter. The Stoker Stove for the hearth, a fireplace insert, and a piece of furniture. Heat all your domestic hot water, solid marble trim. Burn for 4 days without adding fuel. See one burning today. The Stoker Stove.
Finally tonight, a chance for area artists to show off their work and maybe make some sales.
And it's all happening at the Lackawanna County Courthouse in Scranton. If you go to the main floor of the courthouse weekdays between 9 and 4, you'll find a different display each month. Each is by an artist from the Lackawanna and Luzerne County area. This month, you'll find paintings by Eileen Brennan of Avoca. She'll be a senior this fall at Lycoming College. The artists' displays are in their 5th month now, and it's the first year for this project at the Lackawanna County Courthouse.
Very nice.
Nice.
And that's Newswatch 16 for tonight.
For the team, thank you for being with us.
Enjoy your evening.
When you see news in the making, Newswatch 16 wants to hear from you. Call 1-800-533-NEWS, toll free from anywhere in Pennsylvania. Call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1-800-533-NEWS.